Hey guys, welcome back to the Daily Crypto Market Update. BTC had a bearish engulfing candle, 2.78% down yesterday, but it tagged the fast line. Did Ethereum tag the fast line? No. Did I get my entry for my short? No. But the interesting thing about yesterday's pullback, the silver lining, if you will, is that both the CME gap for Bitcoin and for Ethereum have been closed. Done and done. Thank you for playing. Yes, I am well aware that we have a CME gap down here at 91,970 for BTC. For Ethereum, yes, there's another one here at 28. These will get closed eventually. They will. On the 4-hour time frame, I'm not seeing any other signs that things are really bad at all. We just saw the price get rejected. We've closed the CME gap, and to be honest, the sooner the better. I hate having these gaps open for a long period of time. It always makes it just feel terrible. Now, here's something else that's really interesting. We're going to actually start with Ethereum to focus on this first. Do you remember this level back over here? This level from the low on the 10th was a very, very difficult level for Ethereum to break above on Wednesday last week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Finally, Sunday, it pumped, and then it went right back down to this level. But again, it's hovering right around this level of 34.35. It's really, really interesting. My guess is that after a sell-off like this, we're going to see the price go, no, we're good. Because if we have a recently closed CME gap, yes, it's a bearish engulfing candle, but to be honest, things aren't that bad. Again, got to look at a couple of things here on BTC. The slow line shows us the strength of the trend, and the macro trend right now remains flat. For Ethereum, the macro trend is actually up. So it makes more sense for Ethereum to bounce back and Bitcoin to bounce back instead of dump lower. Now, I'm not going to say that everything is hunky-dory, everything's okay. In fact, on the weekly time frame, even though the slow line is moving up and it's still strong bullish, we have now another TBO close long in progress. So last week's candle, we had one, but because it closed up, it went away. Now, if Bitcoin actually pushes up, this will go away. But literally, we're just kicking the can down the road. The moment that this will be invalidated is when the price of BTC goes above this green line right here, the thick green line, which is the top of the TBO Cloud. But it's going to take a lot of pushing to do that. It needs to get above $112,000 in order for that to happen. Looking at other metrics on the daily time frame, volume exceeded the moving average, but just barely for BTC. On-balance volume is still bearish, but I'm going to give you actually some good news here. We are seeing the moving average starting to slow down, starting to flatten out. What we want to see is more green closes with lots of volume to force this on-balance volume metric, this blue line right here, to continue moving up higher, which will force the moving average to go up higher as well. This is what I'm expecting to happen next for on-balance volume, but that requires BTC to continue closing up green candles with good volume, which kind of started but didn't really continue. RSI is still kind of weak. There is short-term overhead resistance right over here that got tested on Monday's high. Okay, this is very crude drawing. It's not the exact levels, but it's pretty close. What you need to pay attention to is that the moment that RSI breaks above here, that's going to be a really bullish sign for BTC. We should see it push up higher. Again, I'm still expecting things to go higher. Nothing has really changed my mind. We've closed the CME gaps. Great. Now, stablecoin dominance had a big bump up yesterday of 3.2% after piercing the daily cloud. The slow line for this continues to slowly drift up higher, which is not good because that means the trend is macro bullish. We don't want this. But because we had a short-term pullback, in my opinion, that means that market should recover and we should see this drop back down. It's normal to see the market do this. Oscillations are super normal when it comes to price action. It's foolish for us to expect price to just move in one direction forever, and we just go off this chart, right? It's normal for charts to do some sort of an oscillating pattern. So now that we've reached the top of this pattern, now the next logical thing to expect is for it to drop lower, okay? If we were to even look at this right here, we have overhead resistance that we can see on the 4-hour time frame, and it's almost come up to test it. Now, it's a stretch to call this overhead resistance on the 4-hour time frame because this is super duper new, but it is what it is. Now, if we see more pain to the downside. Obviously, we'll see an increase in stablecoin dominance. The goal is for us to not enter this rectangular area because this is our bear market zone. We already know that it's bullish. Last week's candle was a green open long, just like back over here and on the week of March 24th. We saw another 2 weeks of red before it went lower, but I really don't want to see that happen. We also have to admit, too, that weekly RSI for stablecoin dominance is above 70, which means that the trend is strong bullish. So you could consider this to be a topping signal. It's only going to be a topping signal, though, if we see this drop from here, which is really what we want. There are no other signals here on the 4-hour time frame, like more TBT bearish divergences to speak of. There was a TBT bearish divergence, there was a close long, and the price bounced back up. On the daily, nothing else. But if we get a big recovery pump from BTC and alts, we'll get another drop. Hopefully, we get another one of these TBT bearish divergences. Bitcoin dominance moved up yesterday on the pullback, which is normal. It's back above the fast line here, but the plan is still the same. I still expect Bitcoin dominance to roll over and go lower, but that means that others dominance has to recover, which, to be honest, right now it's holding inside the daily TBO cloud. The TBO, by the way, is the trending breakout indicator. It's this big mass right here, and the cloud is this area right here that's currently pink. But if it's in a period of transition, it turns gray, and if it's bullish, which I have to go back really far, it's green. Okay, so looking at others dominance, nothing has changed my mind. Yesterday's pullback literally changes nothing because back over here, we had days that were red. We had recoveries that were red and recoveries. It doesn't change anything at all for me on the daily. Now on the 4-hour, we do have one warning sign here, TBT bearish divergence cluster. We have to pay attention to the slow line. The slow line is now curling up. So if the slow line is curling up and we get these signals become, they're still valid, but we can't take them as seriously. However, if we see TBT divergences that are red and we have a descending chart, let's see, like these guys over here, eventually they were right, but we have this ascending TBO slow line here and we got these divergence signals. Eventually they're going to be right, but we can't freak out just yet. That's all I'm trying to say. So yes, these are flashing. Yes, this is a big deal. I really don't want to see others dominance fall lower, but that's in the works. We also have these signals here for TOTALE50.D on the 4-hour. There's 2 of these. But again, we've been expecting a pullback here for TOTALE50.D, TOTALE100.D because we have TBO closed shorts. The expected behavior from these orange diamonds is for the price to come back down and touch or tag or intersect with this thick pink line, which is the TBO fast line. It's pink because when we get this pink triangle right here, which is an open short, it turns from green, which is an open long status, to pink, which is an open short status. We've been waiting for the price or these percentages to tag the fast line. It might happen right now. It might happen in a couple days, but eventually that's what happens. And that's what happened back. Oh, actually, I have to go to this chart. That's what happened back over here. We got it pierced right away. Boom, done. So we're waiting for this still to happen. So here's what's going to happen. Either we get another pullback for the others market cap where dominance goes down because stablecoin dominance and Bitcoin dominance is increasing, or we see another push up higher today and it forces the fast line to move up higher. And eventually these two will intersect as it goes up higher. That's the scenario that I want to see personally. TOTALE50 had a red day yesterday, 3.87%. But again, it doesn't change much for me. Yes, we have a TBT bearish divergence here. We need to pay attention to it, but it's an early warning signal that we might have another bearish drop. But again, I cannot help but stare and marvel at OTHERS.D, TOTALE50.D, TOTALE100.D. Others BTC is still valid. We had a pullback yesterday of 1.56%. But again, the same thing. I'm waiting for the price to tag the fast line before it shoots up higher. I do believe that others BTC will be going up higher, which means that I expect low caps and mid caps to outperform Bitcoin in the short term. Now, before I go any further, go to thebettertraders.com. go to the pinned comment, go to the link that's in the description to check out what we got. Check out our courses here. 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom is the best place to start to learn how to use automated trading tools like AllTrading, which is the best third-party trading platform ever for bot trading using our free TBD signals that have been functioning since November 2020. I'm not kidding. We have data and stats to prove it. Plus trend trading strategies using the TBO indicator and AB trading strategies that are taught in the course. Plus, it comes with one-on-one coaching. You don't have to pay a monthly fee or an annual fee or a annual fee, or when we update the course content, which is going to be coming Q1 next year, you don't have to pay for that either. I don't like that stuff. I think it's annoying, so I don't want to do that to people. Also, you get a 1-month trial to the Better Traders Club. So make sure that you check out 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. Also check out the club. We also have links down below to sign up for Femex and BYDFi. Both of these are really great exchanges and have very generous rewards for trading, up to $30,000 here on Femex, up to $10,100 here on BYDFi up for grabs. Okay, so we're going to get into it. I want you guys to leave a comment down below this video letting me know what coins you are interested in me reviewing and checking out. No promises, no guarantees, but let me know down below. And also, if you have not already subscribed, subscribe, follow, do all that fun stuff, like the video. And if you really want to do me a solid, share this video on your socials with your friends and with your family, so that way you help me reach my target of hitting 100,000 subs this year. All right, let's get into my picks first. So, LISK. Do you guys even know this coin? Do you guys even know LISK? LISK is one of the craziest old school coins. I mean, this thing is ancient. If we go here on the weekly time frame, LISK has been around since 2016. So the fact that LISK pumped yesterday over 60%, honestly, it pumped 100%. And you guys are telling me that the market's done. Yes, it's a pump at the very bottom. Maybe it was a short squeeze. So all these people that were shorting ever since, back over here, August 4th, they finally got squeezed, maybe. But you guys want to tell me that coins like this is pumping? It's not a sign that we're going to see more craziness. I believe that we're going to see way more stuff like this. And keep in mind, LISK is absolutely and utterly forgotten. No one knows this chart. I don't look at it anymore. I know that it's still tradable. I know that it's available on some Japanese exchanges. But other than that, LISK is like old. Now here's the key. Pay attention. Look up, what is LISK? Look up common coins. What narrative or category is LISK in? Then start looking for other coins, because those other coins that are related, cousin coins, might be pumping soon. Aerodrome, this one had a crazy pullback yesterday, but on the 4-hour time frame, even though it has these TBO breakouts here, it fell down to the fast line. It's probably going to have a TBO springboard bounce up here to 128. It still has valid TBO breakouts, although it's lacking a third white dot. By the way, these light blue flags right here, these are all showing us TBO breakout action. So this is an insane breakout, definitely overbought, definitely pumping and printing a TBO breakout. This is not necessarily a sustainable move, but we've seen coins do that, have we not? I mean, XMR, this one had 2 TBO breakouts on this massive pump, retraced a lot, and it also invalidated the 4-hour breakouts, but on the daily, it's still valid. As crazy as that sounds, XMR Monero still has a chance to go back up and go crazier. STRK, this one had a deeper pullback yesterday, but something bigger happened. TBO resistance that's been in place since October 8th just got pushed up to basically 18 cents. I am not counting this one out. Yes, it lost the TBO fast line on the 4-hour time frame, but no, I'm not giving up hope on this one. I still think that STRK is going to be doing just fine. RESOLV, crazy price action here on Bybit. Ever since the 5th of November, it's up 100, 200% almost on the 4-hour time frame. Look at these TBO breakouts that are scattered in these moves. If you want charts to practice trading on, nice, gentle uptrends like this are a gift. NIBI, This is a super low volume chart. The 30-day moving average here on Bybit is $38,000. The main reason why I keep talking about this one is because it has a TBO breakout from the 3rd of November, earlier this month. And the price, even though yesterday was a red day, it actually closed up 5%. Volume has been picking up. Now, it's quite sporadic, and it's also a new listing, very, very, very low volume. But new listings like this, even ones that everyone has forgotten about and no one cares about anymore, don't be surprised if coins like this just pump like crazy. They can, especially low caps. Now into these orange flags. These are all TBO close shorts, these orange diamonds right here, not the triangle, the orange diamond. Litecoin had a deeper pullback yesterday of 4%. I'm still expecting Litecoin to explode. It's interesting again to me that the price shot up here to this historical level of resistance that has been in place ever since 2021 is when it was started, and then it was established, I guess, here, November of last year. And the price of Ethereum has really tried to break above this. I still expect Litecoin to push above $130 and go up higher, because this is one of the other OG coins that hasn't pumped yet. If Lisk can pump 65%, Litecoin can pump too. AMP on Binance printed a TBO close short yesterday, which is very interesting. Looking at volume, it's a good show of volume, not crazy, but this is a chart that, again, most people have forgotten about until they get it basically shoved back in their faces and it pumps up hundreds of percent. Mina protocol, this one had a deeper cut yesterday, down 12%, but we've been watching and waiting to see when the price is going to close the TBO close shorts. The reason why these are so awesome is because even if we get a really great rally, up 80%, eventually the rally is going to be overbought, and we're going to get a retrace back to the fast line, which is exactly what happened yesterday. So if you missed out on entering Mina on the first retest of the fast line back over here, then we get our second chance right here on the current price. Sushi Swap, crazy pump on Monday, gave it all away yesterday. But keep in mind that volume is still very, very big for this chart, which is weird for Sushi Swap. Very irregular volume. Pay attention. Mode, this one pumped a lot yesterday up. Yeah, look at this volume here. 30-day moving average before all this craziness, $143,000. Then all of a sudden, 6.8 million. That's not organic, guys. But look at the price. Only pushed up 18% and printed a TBO close short as well. So now we're waiting for the price to tag the fast line to get our entry and to ride it up. Sweat coin. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the coins that you basically earned by walking. Remember this? There's this one and a couple of other coins that are really similar. Look at all this volatility. See? So this is what I'm talking about here for AMP. No, not AMP. Gosh, where was it? Resolve? No. Mode? No, my goodness. I just talked about it. A coin that just did this. Oh, I can't remember which one it is. It's fine. When we have a big pump, like we did here for Sweat, okay, on Thursday, 97%, TBT bullish diversions and a TBO close short, price comes back down. Everyone forgets about it until the next pump. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. I'm giving you lots of coins to watch. Now, these green flags here are focused on coins that I still believe are bullish, even though price action recently has been a little bit rocky. Aster still has valid TBT bullish divergences. Even though price action the last 2 days has not been gentle towards the market, this has actually been staying in a relatively stable sideways move, or zone is a better way to say it. I still think Aster can do well. Morpho, this one actually confirmed a TBO open long yesterday, even though it closed red. I'm still amazed that this one stayed above overhead resistance over here on the daily time frame. It's a lot clearer, even though it lost it twice. The main target has been and will remain 259 here for Morpho, like 260. MYX Finance, which everyone was in love with back over here because it was pumping 18,000%, has a second TBT bullish divergence here confirmed yesterday. Still expecting this one to have a bullish reversal. Zebek Network, still looking bullish. Seam, this one pumped like crazy yesterday. 68%, that's an old fib drawing, but 68%, and look at the volume yesterday. So before then, 85, 83, $81,000 in terms of its 30-day moving average, and then 2.9 million. So this one is also not immune to pumps. It's pumped so much in the past. We used to trade this one a lot in the Better Traders Club, as you can see from all these. It's normal for these charts to pump and then dump right away. Now, this one's hilarious to me. Last week, I was talking about travel, saying it had all these TBT bearish divergences, saying, just watch out, strong bearish. And people were asking me on the Coin Bureau the Coin Bureau Discord server, asking me, well, what about this one? I said, well, to be honest, seeing how the market's turning around, I mean, if you really want a high risk trade setup, this would be it, travel, but it could also go lower. So that was what someone was asking on Friday or Saturday. So what did it do after that? Well, it pumped up here all the way. After I talked to someone about it, 19%, not bad. The chart's still clearly strong bearish. So please hear me loud and clear. This is still a very, very, very oversold chart, but it technically had an RSI reset yesterday. Fuel, this one has printed a third TBT bullish divergence on the daily time frame, and it's holding support. While everything else was dumping yesterday, fuel is up 10%, and look at volume. That's weird. That is really weird. Not to say that this is going to be the peak of bottom, but look at how much volume has increased recently compared to everything else. There was a moment where it did something like this and nothing happened. We got a big pump and then we're accumulating more and more and more and more and more. Just saying. Zcash dropped lower with everything else yesterday, but it's now touching the daily TBO fast line. If anyone is looking for a TBO springboard bounce setup, we want to find coins that have been previously strong bullish, like Zcash. This would be the place to look for an entry, trading it up here to TBO resistance. That would be the place. ARK, this one had a crazy pump yesterday. Absolutely insane. Again, looking at volume, $7.4 million, where the 30-day moving average is about $680,000 or $700,000. So 10x the volume. That pump is ridiculous. Wick to wick, approximately 41, 42%. Keep an eye on it, okay? And it's interesting that it pumped right here at support. Just keep an eye on it. That's what all these red flags are here. These are denoting just interesting price action, interesting things happening. Civic, CVC, again, a super old coin from, I think, 2017, if I am not mistaken. Civic it's an OG coin. Oh, sorry, 2019. Again, new listings when the time is right. Absolutely insane. I think we will get something like that. It's amazing that this one even just pumped at all. But whatever. The market has chosen a champion for the day, and it pumped. Muse. This one is a very strange one. There has to be some sort of delisting or some other bad news happening. It lost 12% on Monday. Yesterday, look at that move, 25%, and it's fallen down. It's all the way oversold. Yesterday's RSI is at 1525. Volume was crazy, absolutely crazy yesterday. But it's at support. I know, trust me. I'm flinching looking at this too, going, ugh, it could still fall lower. It is at support from November 4th. It's a risky chart, absolutely high risk. I don't know what's happening with it, so do some research first. But it is at support. I'm going to leave it there. Cornflakes. Conflex. This one had a crazy pump of volume yesterday and a wick that shot all the way up to about 15 cents, a 53% wick. So something is clearly happening. Ether, this one had a pullback of 6%, but it's still holding up well. The only strike against Ether that I have is that volume has just been on a steady decline. Now, maybe, just maybe, Ether might be the next one to pump. I'm betting on it, but this is a pretty bearish sign. But the interesting thing is that we've seen this same pattern happen before for the chart. Volume is just on the decline after being super duper overbought, just getting lower and lower and lower. until it's not. This one day over here literally changed everything. Monday, September 8th, volume was, 16 times the average? Pumped up one day, 81%, and it just kept going. So I'm not saying it's gonna happen, that it has to happen, but that's how this thing has pumped in the past as well. So just keep an eye on it. Now for your requests, again, charts that you're interested in, let me know down below. RSR had a pretty nasty pullback of 9%, but it's still holding above TBO support. And if we want to lean more bullish in terms of a recovery, it is putting in a higher low, if in fact this is the low. Now, in terms of the daily time frame, it's still strong bearish because the macro trend is bearish. It's down. The price is still below the cloud. On the weekly, it's strong bearish. RSI is almost oversold. It's not a really pretty looking chart. On the 4-hour time frame, I would love to see more TBO closed shorts, more TBT bullish divergences, but right now, no such luck. Solana, this one had a pretty nasty pullback from 170 down here to 154, a 10% pullback yesterday. Really, really rough. Volume was okay-ish. On balance volume, though, got beat up even more. RSI is still pretty beat up. It's still strong bearish. Even on the weekly, it's looking pretty beat up. I'm optimistic for Solana to pick up, but I'm more optimistic for mid caps and low caps, not top 10 tokens. Dogecoin also had a pullback of 5% yesterday. It's currently working on a third TBT bullish divergence. It is above this level. How come I still have this? On the 4-hour time frame, no real sign of support, no other bullish reversal signs yet. We won't see any more TBO close shorts because right now we have an open long, but we could see more TBT bullish divergences here. It's trying to perk up. RIA, I don't know what this is. Crazy volume though, and interesting that it pumped 57% on basically no volume the day before. Look at that, $22,000 and then 178 and then 1.5 million. And then it just goes, shoots up 200%. So it's had a pretty decent pullback on the 4-hour time frame here. The main thing that has to be watched is if it's going to be putting in a lower low. So right now we have a low here, then we have a higher low, a slightly higher low, literally slightly higher, but it is higher. We really need to see a bounce back up here to 5 cents for RIA. Now, if you're looking at this one more of like, okay, well, I've been accumulating for a long time and I'm good, I'm in profit. Well, it's still a new listing, at least here on BitGet. Yeah, new listings have a lot of potential. So the one thing I'd be watching here is volume going to step back in? Or is just a quick one and done, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, pump? I mean, we've seen many new listings just do crazy stuff and they drop 90% only to pump like crazy. So I don't know anything about the project, but I can see that volume coming in, even on a pump and dump, is okay. It's good, but it needs more consistent volume in order for it to be really strong bullish. Ondo, I'm still shocked and amazed that all these RWA tokens that have a real functioning protocol and really good product, really good design, they're still really neglected and very strong bearish. Ondo moved up inside the cloud. The macro trend is bearish. It's back below it. Really, this thing needs to push up higher. Isn't it interesting to note? Let me move these off. That the price got rejected at TBO resistance right here. When it's green, it's support. When the price goes below, it turns from green to red. So it's letting us know that this is historical resistance. Is that not just crazy? So in order for Ondo to really pick up, for me to even say that this is looking bullish, it needs to stay inside of this range, inside of the TBO Cloud, in bullish consolidation, because that's a good sign that it will move to the top of the range. But for now, it's not looking so great. On the weekly, it's still bearish. It's too bad. It really is, because it's such an interesting concept and it's a good working product. So on the daily time frame, if you're really excited about Ondo, this is a good place to consider right here on the TBO historical TBO support level. So it's in this just choppy zone. Let me zoom out one more time though, because here we go. Yep. So this is what we're going to want to watch for Ondo. Okay. If we get any sort of impulse inside of the cloud, it not only has to push above the cloud, it's going to have to push above overhead resistance, which is a tall order. And again, the problem is that we're very much near the end. If we get any sort of impulse from Ondo, maybe it breaks above here, maybe it breaks up here to historical TBO resistance. But if that were to happen, I mean, it's a really ugly one. But if that were to happen, it would be a head and shoulders. Really, really, really ugly. Trust me, it's like one of the filthiest head and shoulders I've ever seen in my life. But getting another push up here would do it. Again, not pretty. And it's so spread out. It's hideous. But just keep in mind, okay? The other thing too is that a lot of charts have already shown us how low things can go in the bear market. So even if we get another push up here, 120% move for Ondo, dropping down here to this wick is 82%, but down to the listing low right here, I mean, that's 100%. But I mean, a lot of these coins are destined for failure, unfortunately, even if they have good products too. SPX, this one has remained strong bearish. It just keeps putting in lower lows. It's just depressing. Remember these TBO breakdowns over here? So when these printed, I got out. I've been holding, I've been waiting, I've been trading it, and it's like, nope, I'm good. So very glad I did that. I told you guys that these are not good signs to see. Seeing a cluster of TBO breakdowns is not good at all. It's just frustrating because, I mean, I feel bad for Murad. I really do. This is a coin as well that I said, well, it was possible for it to break up to $3, which is always the case. But this is very bearish. The other thing we have to consider too is on the weekly time frame. It's had a lot of bearish movement. People are going to be looking at this as a support level if things get worse. But by the time that happens, it'll already drop from the current price down 60%. The real problem with this chart is that it's most likely going to be heading down here, if not a lot lower, because it doesn't do anything. It's just a meme coin. It doesn't matter if there's no chart. Trust me, you try going to your landlord, you try going to a fancy restaurant, you try going to Tiffany to buy an engagement ring for a fiance and say, well, where's your money? Well, I bought SPX. Well, how much is it worth? There is no chart. Yeah, see how well that's going to work out for you. This is why you got to take profits. BNB. It lost the 272 level yesterday. It's been dancing around this for quite a bit. Dropped 3% yesterday. Not that bad, to be honest. On the 4-hour time frame, it did have some TBT bullish divergences here. 3 TBO close shorts, waiting for a bullish response still from this chart. It's the main thing here is that we've already seen RSI lose a lot, right? We've been watching the slow collapse of daily RSI, putting in lower highs over and over and over. This most recent drop from the beginning of October down here till we have an RSI reset. The interesting thing about the RSI reset, I will say, and this is just going to be approximate like this to do a resistance fan, is that now that we have this, now we've already started to see a reversal. It's extremely early to say this is the reversal because we know that volume has just been on the decline massively, right? Even the moving average agrees with us that it's just heading down lower. So volume is against us. On balance, volume is quite bearish. RSI has been absolutely cooked, but this would be the place to start looking to build a position, not going all in, but building a position if you believe that we're going to have one more push, one more rally to close out the year. This would be the place to start building. Now, the reality about the price, whenever the price goes inside of the daily TBO Cloud, like back over here when we got our first TBO close along in mid-October, I said, guys, these aren't good. These are signs of bearish things to come. These warn us. These are early bearish reversal signals telling us that if you haven't taken profit yet, when the price goes back up to the fast line, take a little bit out. When we get a lot of these in a short time frame, that's a really bad symbol. What happened after that? It fell a lot more. It does not mean that it's done. On the weekly time frame, we don't have any other damning symbols like a TBO closed long or a TBT bearish divergence yet, but we are seeing a big decrease in volume. RSI on balance falling. The price is down at the TBO fast line on the weekly. If it's gonna bounce, we're gonna see some sort of rally. It's gonna have to do it around here. Now, if you're building a position and you're feeling more cautious and conservative about BNB or these majors, right? The main thing to watch next is how will it react to this. If we see it start to go lower and you're going to be DCAing, that's okay. I would want to be DCAing around here. But if we lose this real fast, you're going to have to make some decisions quickly, because if we see BNB below the daily cloud, that's a sign of changing over to being strong bearish. What I'm giving you, and the reason why I'm spending a little bit more time on this chart than others, is not because I favor BNB, but this is the plan for a lot of coins right now. Someone was asking me about my targets for Litecoin as well in the comments. It's the same thing. It needs to bounce. A lot of these charts need to bounce from here. If we go back to being strong bearish, it pushes us back. It kicks the can down the road a lot more. I've already talked about Litecoin going up here to $130 or even a lot higher. But we need to see a bounce back real soon in order for that to happen. Two more for you. Manta, this one is still strong bearish. It's trying to push inside the cloud, trying to stay, but losing ground. It is macro bearish right here because the slow line is moving down. On the weekly time frame, you also have to consider the fact that RSI in the weekly is down at 20.57. The last low was over here at 20.09 in March 2025, then 20.22, 20.57. It's basically at the make or break level. Now, just so you know, weekly RSI is different than daily RSI. Having an RSI reset is a good thing. It feels great. We might have a little bit of a recovery for a couple of weeks. But keep in mind, when weekly RSI is below 25, that strong bearish sign is really bad. There is a greater chance that it continues to be bearish rather than it's just going to have this huge, amazing reversal. Okay? AVAX, top tier coin, great coin, good functioning product. People love it. Great partnerships. It has a TBT bullish divergence here, yet the market just doesn't give a flip, does it? Volume's been on the decline ever since over here in October. RSI is, well, it moved up to a neutral level. It's still at about 40, which is pretty aggressive for an entry. The only positive thing that's happened recently for, AVAX. I thought it was on Manta. For AVAX is on balance volume peaked above the moving average, and this white line went whoop, it's curling up. That's a good sign right there. And we have a TBT bullish divergence from Monday. Even though yesterday's sell-off hurts, guess what happened back over here after all of this pain going lower and lower? June 29th, July 2nd, July 6th, and then we got a TBO close short July 9th, and then the price rallies up 81%. We're getting the same setup across the board for lots of coins. This is why I'm still remaining bullish. I still expect the market in general to recover and push up higher for one last push. Okay? This is the chart to continue watching. I still expect others and alts to do really well, but we need to see sustained price action from BTC. Obviously, falling lower is going to inhibit and really damage our chances of pushing up higher. So Bitcoin needs to stay put, do nothing, yeah, right, or at least drift a little bit higher. And that means that we will see stablecoin dominance falling. We'll see Bitcoin dominance falling, which means dominance shifts over to others moving up higher. If you guys want more information, more insights, go to thebettertraders.com. Check out the club, check out our courses. But before you go, watch this video that I shared about how to use the TradingView screener to find charts that were overbought to look for a short squeeze, or not a short squeeze, but a short entry opportunity. Literally what just happened yesterday. So if you missed Sunday's video, you missed the literal perfect setup for a quick little scalp to short the market on a little mini pump. So watch this video next. And until the next time you know what to do, stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.